Our sun is an average star. Well, not really average, just average in comparison to other stars. In terms of mass, luminosity, and size, it ranks right in the middle. However, there are so many different types of stars out there that we can't even begin to comprehend them all. There are neutron stars, white dwarfs, yellow dwarfs, brown dwarfs, and a whole lot more. But what if our sun was a red dwarf? How would this affect our planet Earth and life as we know it? Would we even be able to survive? And could any alien life still thrive? Let's take a look at the many possibilities. Welcome to my channel. Join with me today as we look at the most likely scenario of what would happen if our sun was a red dwarf. But first, let's start off with some basics. What actually is a red dwarf? As mentioned earlier, the sun is classified as a yellow dwarf, which is ironic because it's neither yellow nor a dwarf. Stars aren't actually called dwarfs. That's just a descriptive term used by astronomers to group certain stars together due to their similar characteristics. So our sun is technically known as a G-type main sequence star. On the other hand, a red dwarf is a very small and very cool star. These stars are much smaller than our sun, about half the mass or even less. This results in a much lower surface temperature, around 2,400 degrees Celsius, compared to our sun's 5,500 degrees Celsius. As a result, they emit most of their light in the red part of the spectrum, hence the name. So how would such a drastic change in our star affect our planet and its ability to support life? One of the main problems with having a red dwarf as a star is that it wouldn't provide enough light or heat for life as we know it to exist. As mentioned earlier, red dwarfs have a much lower surface temperature than our sun. This means that the amount of energy they emit is significantly less. If our sun was replaced by a red dwarf, Earth would receive much less sunlight, resulting in a colder climate. The average surface temperature of Earth would likely drop by several degrees. This would have a devastating effect on our planet's climate and weather patterns. The oceans would freeze over and most of the land would become a barren wasteland. In short, Earth would become a very inhospitable place for humans and most living things. But it's not just the lack of heat and light that would be a problem. A red dwarf's low mass also means that it has a very weak gravitational pull. If our sun was a red dwarf, Earth would be pulled much closer to the star. This is because the sun's gravity depends on its mass. The greater the mass, the stronger the gravity. With a weaker gravitational pull, Earth would be further out from the red dwarf, but would still be in its habitable zone, meaning that liquid water could exist on the surface. But this would also cause massive tidal forces on our planet, leading to extreme high and low tides. These tidal forces could be so strong that they would cause Earth's orbit to decay over time. Eventually, Earth would be pulled too close to the red dwarf and would be destroyed. So not only would we not be able to survive on Earth, but any alien life that might have existed on planets around other stars would likely face a similar fate. However, there are some theories that suggest that life could still exist in these extreme conditions. Some scientists believe that life could evolve to survive in the cold, dark environment near a red dwarf. For example, plants might develop the ability to capture and store solar energy more efficiently. Animals might evolve to be nocturnal, hunting for food in the darkness. Even human beings might find a way to adapt and survive. After all, humans are known for their ability to survive in some of the most extreme environments on Earth, so it's possible that we would be able to find a way to make it work. But the chances of this happening are slim to none. It's much more likely that any alien life that did evolve under these conditions would be completely unknown to us. We might not even be able to recognize it as life. For example, there have been suggestions that the oceans of some planets around red dwarfs could exist in a state of perpetual darkness. In this case, life might evolve to use chemical energy instead of sunlight to power photosynthesis. Or perhaps life might not even need sunlight or chemicals. It might be able to harness energy from the heat of the planet's core. Possibilities are really endless, but the likelihood of them happening is very low. Now, while all this is speculation, there is one thing that we know for sure. It would be very difficult for any form of life to exist around a red dwarf. With that said, it is important to remember that there are billions of red dwarfs out there, and that means there could be planets with conditions suitable for life. In fact, there have been some discoveries that suggest that red dwarfs may actually be quite good candidates for the search for extraterrestrial life. The TRAPPIST-1 system is a great example. TRAPPIST-1 is a red dwarf with 7 Earth-sized planets in its habitable zone. While it's unlikely that all of these planets could support life, it's certainly possible that at least one of them could. In fact, some scientists believe that TRAPPIST-1e, one of the planets in the system, could have a higher probability of hosting life than planets around larger stars. The reason for this is that red dwarfs are much more common than other types of stars. In fact, they make up about 75% of all stars in the Milky Way. This means that there are probably many more TRAPPIST-1 systems out there waiting to be discovered. So while our sun may not be a good candidate for hosting alien life, it's possible that we could find it around a red dwarf. In conclusion, if our sun was a red dwarf, it would have some serious consequences for our planet and any alien life out there. Life as we know it would not be able to exist on Earth, but it's possible that some form of life could still exist around a red dwarf. The chances of this happening are slim, but it's still a possibility. Ultimately, though, we can rest easy knowing that our sun is just where it needs to be. It provides us with the perfect amount of light and heat to support life, and it won't pull our planet to close and destroy it. For now, anyway, the search for alien life will continue, and it is possible that one day we lions find some strange and wonderful creatures living around a red dwarf. But for now, we're just glad that our sun is just the right size to keep us alive and thriving. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it with your friends. If you want to learn more about space, be sure to check out my other videos. I'll see you next time.